I'm Jennifer Johnson and welcome to our Excel tip of the week. Today we're going to talk about the Vlookup function. Before we do that, let's review all of the lookup functions that are available within Excel. We have lookup, Vlookup, Hlookup, and Xlookup. So the lookup function in general, this is where you go through and look through a single row or a column, and then you want to find a value from that same position in a second row or column. The Vlookup and the Hlookup functions are similar, except one is a vertical search and the other is a horizontal search. So with the Vlookup function, Excel is going to search through a column vertically, and then once it finds a match, it will return a value within that matched row. The Hlookup function is similar in that it searches through a row horizontally to find a match, and then will return something within that column. Xlookup is the newest feature, and it's available only to Office 365 users, and it basically combines the best of all three of those lookup functions. Now, before we begin with Vlookup, let's explain how it works. What I have here is I have a list of inventory parts. They are located in the left-hand image. In that inventory part, I also have identified what store the inventory is located in. I need to know a little bit more about that store. I want to know the store's name. So I have a second worksheet. That worksheet can be in the same workbook or it can be in a completely different workbook. But that second worksheet is a list of all of my stores, the store name, city, address, etc. So what you can see is the feature that matches between both of those worksheets is the store number. So I am going to take the store number from my original starting point, and I'm going to search through the store's worksheet to find a match. That's called my lookup value. The store's worksheet then is going to be my table array, where I'm searching through the data. Then, once I find a match, I'm going to go across my matched row and return and locate the store name. I'll bring that store name back into my original worksheet. So that is very simply how a Vlookup works. Let's go over to Excel and demonstrate that. Okay, here in my Excel workbook, I do have my two worksheets. I am on the original worksheet, which is basically the raw data of my inventory. I have a second worksheet, which is all of the stores. So let's go back over to the raw data, and in the store name column, this is where I'm going to start my Vlookup formula. All formulas begin with an equal sign, and we'll type the word Vlookup. Let's open our parentheses, and the first argument then of the Vlookup formula is the cell that you want to match between the two worksheets. So in this case, it's going to be the store number located in cell B2. So that's called my lookup value. I want Excel to look for that value in the store's worksheet. So let me insert a comma and then begin my second argument, which is linking to what is called the table array. The table array is where Excel is going to search through. That's my store's worksheet, and I'm going to begin in column A1, and I'm going to go all the way down, or in cell A1, I'm sorry, and go all the way down to cell B22. Now, my table array could have encompassed the entire set of data. I just know right now all I need to bring over is the store name. One of the most important features, though, about your lookup array is that the matching data has to be on the far left-hand side. It doesn't have to be in column A, but it needs to be in the leftmost column of your table array. So in this case, store number is on the left-hand side of the data that I want to return, which is store name. Let me insert a comma, and then our third argument is the column index. The column index wants us to count how many columns should Excel move over to the right. Well, if my store number is the first column of my table array, the store name is the second column. So I'll use a number 2 as my column index. And then finally, we have our logical value, which is true or false. I've been doing VLOOKUPs for a long time. I have never used the word true in a VLOOKUP. The reason for that is because I'm always looking for exact matches. False indicates an exact match. So I've included the word false as my last argument and closed my parentheses. Once I hit enter on my keyboard, you can see that the store name is BA Toys in Hartford. That is the store name that matches to my store number. And again, let's go back through those requirements. The value that you want to match has to be in the two workbooks. Now, occasionally I have used this to find things that don't match, and it will return an error, the hashtag n/a. That's actually sometimes good. Maybe you are looking for things that don't match or the anomalies, but generally folks are looking for matches. The second piece of my requirements is the value that we're searching through needs to be in that far leftmost column of the data you want to bring back. And finally, we're going to use the word false as part of our exact match. So that is my formula. I'm going to do one last thing to my formula, which is locking my references. Remember, when you lock your references, that ensures that when you copy things down, the rows or columns don't change. In this case, I want to make sure that my table array of A1 is locked. I'm going to put $signs between the A and the 1 and before the letter A. I'm doing that very quickly by typing F4 on my keyboard. I'll also do the same thing in the end of the array around B22. Now that I've got that saved and updated, I am able to copy that formula all the way down, and you can see that my store name has been located for all of my store numbers. So that's just a quick look at how VLOOKUP works in Excel.